party is home. Welcome back, number 25, Kevin Stevens.
Kevin Stevens wins it in overtime for the Penguins.
Then he goes somewhere else. They jam it. Stevens shoots and he scores. That was a gimme.
Stevens certainly was a hot shot on that one. Ripped that one right over the stick side shoulder of Glenn Healy.
He's absolutely at the top of his game.
He's doing everything right.
He shoots and scores. The hat trick for Kevin Stevens. Oh no, Eddie Spaghetti alone in front. Stevens scores. Yager thrown in front. Here's a loose puck and scored by the Penguins. Kevin Stevens. Go ahead, make my day. The Penguins prevail, led by Kevin Stevens, who had a touchdown all by himself.
I'd like to welcome members of our cheerleading team and our girls soccer team. We have some members of JROTC that have come to us today to hear a very important presentation from someone that a lot of you probably don't know, probably never even heard of Kevin Stevens. Well, I can just tell you right now that when I was in college, I used to watch Kevin Stevens play hockey. And let me tell you, he was probably one of the top 5 players in the league at that time. He was an amazing hockey player, okay? And we've talked about making good choices, all right? You've heard that from the time you've been in elementary school, to middle school, to high school, and when we met in the fall, we talked about the dangers of making wrong, bad decisions, all right? And Kevin's going to share with you his experiences, and then at the end we have some of you with some questions for Kev. But before we continue on, I'd like to thank Ms. Wolder, the former principal of Brockton High School, for helping coordinate this, and our friends at Crescent Credit Union for making this all possible. And I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Jonah Ween, who is the Vice President of Marketing for Crescent Credit Union. Just come up and say a few words and officially introduce Kevin.
Like Mr. Cairo, I was in college when Kevin Stevens was playing hockey, and I can't even tell you how many games I've seen him play. And when Mr. Cairo says he was one of the top 5, he was playing with 2 other guys who were on the top 5. That line that he played on with Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr was unstoppable at the time. He's going to tell you a little more about all that, and but let me tell you, when we're talking about, you know, one of the best players to play the game at that time, he really was one of the best players in the league. So I've just got a couple of remarks here. I'm not going to bore you with a long speech, but according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, those who try drugs before 21 have a 1 in 4 chance of becoming addicted. Just 2 weeks ago, the president declared the opioid crisis a national health emergency. And drug addiction affects everyone from any walk of life. You guys probably already know that. So at Crescent Credit Union, we decided to do something about it on a local level by teaming up with Brockton Schools and Kevin Stevens. We figure that if we can save just one life, it'll be worth it. With that, I'm pleased to introduce former NHL All-Star and 2-time Stanley Cup champion, Kevin Stevens, who, by the way, was born right here in Brockton.
All right, before we introduce Kev, I want you to just see. We have video of him here in his prime. And when I say he was the man, you have no idea how good he was. So this is only a minute long.
Stevens certainly was a hot shot on that one. Ripped that one right over the stick side shoulder of Glenn Healy. He's absolutely at the top of his game. He's doing everything right. He shoots and scores. The hat trick for Kevin Stevens. Oh no, Eddie Spaghetti alone in
All right, now we can officially welcome Kevin.
I don't know, I think I'm going to stand. I think it's easy. No, I might stand.
I'm not even gonna look at you guys because you guys better not.
All right, hey guys. It's good to be here today. Like Kev said, it's, you know, I'll sit here, I'll tell you a little bit about what happened in my life and, you know, how a couple decisions in my life changed the path that I went. You know, addiction, you know, it's a tough thing, so I'll kind of explain it. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, I was born here in Brockton, just in the hospital. I lived in Pembroke down the street, so it was, I went to Silver Lake High School right around here, and I played 3 sports. I played hockey, baseball, football. I had great, you know, great teams. I loved playing in the Silver Lake. It was great. From there, I went to Boston College and played 4 years of hockey there, which was another great experience and great times and great friends, great everything. You know, life was pretty good. And then after that, my senior year there, I was lucky enough to play on the Olympic team in Calgary, and that was, you know, that was great. You know, these are all good experiences. And my addiction to me hasn't hit me yet. You know, you know, I kind of hit this at a later age, but it was. I'm just kind of bore you a little bit what happened, where I was, and how I got there. But and from the Olympic team, when I went on to after the Olympics in February, I went on to play for Pittsburgh, the Penguins, and that's where my life kind of became really pretty good. You know, for a kid from Pembroke, I kind of grew up wanting to play. I actually really wanted to play baseball, but you know, I got the opportunity to play hockey and make it to the NHL. You know, I wasn't, you know, I had no idea if I could play hockey. I didn't know idea what was going to happen, but I got there in Pittsburgh. I had an opportunity, and I played with great players. We were kind of building something. I was there in the late 1988. In '89, we had a good team. In 1990, we started to build a great team. Like, we had the best player in the world, Mario Lemieux. We had Yammer Yago. We had Koff. We had some great players, and we were kind of building a team to win Stanley Cup. So in 1991, you know, I was having pretty good years. I was scoring a lot of goals. In 1991 was the first year we won the Stanley Cup. That was the year that, you know, I had like 57 goals. I had a lot of goals. You know, I was lucky enough to play with great players and score a lot of goals. And I was a first-team All-Star. You know, when you're a first-team All-Star in that league, you're probably considered the best player in the best left winger in the world, because that's the best league in the world. So I had reached the top. You know, from here, from being from Pembroke and kind of reaching the top, it was pretty good. My life, if I could have drawn my life up right now, you know, you couldn't write my life up. My life was perfect. You know, I'm playing hockey, the game I love. I had 25 great teammates. My biggest concern was going into that locker room every day, trying to figure out how to beat the other team. You know, that's a pretty good job. You know, when you're, and we have a team that can do it. You know, we had a team that could beat anybody, and it was a pretty amazing feeling just going in there. And I loved being a hockey player. So we won the Stanley Cup that year. The next year, in '92, we won another Stanley Cup. You know, I had another big year. Things are great, and you know, hockey's pretty good. You know, life's pretty good. You know, like we all, you know, dreams. My dream is I reached it and kind of like in a good spot, and then. So we win the cup, and then I come back here in the summer, and everything's great. In '93, we go for our 3rd cup, our Stanley Cup, and that's our best team by far. I want you to listen. This is the year that my life kind of took a turn, and just want you to kind of listen how it happened. It was, you know, it was the middle of the season. I was having another big year, like, you know, scoring a lot of goals. We're winning a lot of games. We haven't lost many games this year. This is like a top team, and we're in New York City, probably in the middle of, you know, after Christmas a little bit, halfway through the season. Just like we are, we just beat the Rangers out. We're out with 10 or 15 of the guys. And in this bar, this is where kind of my life changed for the like. I was in a bar, someone handed me this little thing, a vial thing. I know what it is now, it's cocaine. But I had no idea. I was 28 years old. I've never touched a drug, never smoked pot, never did anything. I just played hockey, I drank, but I never put anything in front of anything. And when I did that, I made a 1-minute decision. I took that thing and I made a 1-minute decision. You know, we're all going to have decisions in our life. And I made this decision when I was on top of the world. I made a decision to take that thing in the bathroom and try it. Not knowing anything about anything. Not even knowing what it really was, what it was going to make me feel like. And from that point on, my next 24 years of my life, I lived in chaos. You know, because I made a decision. I made that one decision. We're all going to have times in our life. You guys are all going to have times in your life where you're going to have to make a decision. You know, the good things and the bad things. I made a decision that night, to tell you, that made my life go a different path. A bad path. A path that, you know, that no one wants to live. Believe me, I've lived it. You know, from the top. Now I make this decision that one night I'm going to try something, and it sends me like going crazy for the next 24 years, not knowing, like, you know, we know, none of us know we're going to be addicted to anything. I'm playing the NHL. I didn't know I was going to be addicted. I've been sitting where you guys are sitting, and people talk to you, and, you know, you kind of look at them like, you know, that's not going to be me. There's not many times people came in when I was playing hockey and talked about their story and tried to tell us about, you know, you can't do this, you can't, and you listen, but you never think it's going to be you. You never think it's going to be the person. Even like, you know, all about this opiate addiction out there. If you try it, oh, I can do it, it's not going to affect me the way it affected him. You know what? It's going to kill everybody. You know, if you try it, it'll kill you. You know, if I was still out there, it'll kill you. So I made this decision. That was the worst decision in my life. You know, it was like not knowing about this gene I have of addiction. I just thought I was having a good time. I thought, you know, this is fun, and not knowing what it is, I did it. And from there, my life, you know, my hockey career, you know, you can look at my career as like this, you know, because right here, I should have kept going up here, but I hit addiction, and it goes like this, slowly, painfully. You know, I became an average player. You know, next year you know, cocaine was the first thing I did, but, you know, I had a bad injury on the ice. I broke all the bones in my face, like kind of after that. And that's when I first got, you know, introduced to opiates, to pain pills. That's, you know, I was, but I had already opened up the can of worms. You know, a lot of people say the injury was the first time, you know, that's how I got stuck. It wasn't. I opened up the can of worms with the decision I made in New York City. You know, that kind of like took me in this path. Then I got a taste of the opiates, and I'm like, wow, those are pretty good too. It's like, you know, I'm already lost. I'm already in this spot, but I'm like, you know, I'm stuck. You know, so you know, that's all it took. It took me that one time to get stuck. So now, like, I mean, I get hurt, and I start like, you know, and then I come back and play, and I still, you know, I still got this obsession, the compulsion that my brain is different than all you guys' brain. You know, my brain now is activated where I have this compulsive obsession, and if I don't do something about it, it's stronger than anything we have. It's like I have a lot of willpower, you know, because I got to where I got because I worked very hard. I try to work harder than anybody else. But willpower, you can't, this isn't willpower. It's more than that. It's stronger than you. You know, once you're in this thing, it's stronger than you, and it's a bad place to be. And I had all these bad things happen. You know, my game went like this. You know, I should have played in Pittsburgh for 18 years. You know, I should have retired there. I should have been in the Hall of Fame. I should have had a million goals. Instead, since this happened, I got traded 5 different times during this time, which, you know, which is crazy to think, but that's where it took me. You know, it took me. You know, I didn't want to do I didn't want to do drugs. I wanted to be a good player. I fought it. I tried to be like, do the best I could, but I had this obsession. And once you activate it, it's going to do the same thing. If you have that gene, it's going to do the same thing to all of us. You know, that's what it did to me. And I know that now. And when you're in it, it's very tough to get out of. You hear all these people and all your friends, or some of your friends, or some people you hear about. They're good people. They can't get out of it. It's very hard to get out once you activate this disease. And you got to take the necessary steps to get out. But for the next, you know, 8 years I played hockey. I hung in there 8 years, and, you know, traded. I got arrested. You know, I'm a first-team All-Star. Now, I'm getting arrested. I'm playing for the Rangers in New York City. I got arrested in St. Louis for drugs, you know. And people like, all my friends, all my teammates say, you gotta, why can't, what are you doing? Why didn't you stop? And you know what, you can't stop, and I couldn't stop. So, all these things happened to me because I made that one decision. I think it all comes down, if you guys get one thing out of what I tell you today is, that one decision, that you're gonna have decisions your whole life. You want to stay on the right path, you want to do the right thing. And you can say it's not going to be you. You know how many times I said it's not going to be me? And it's me. I'm sitting here now, telling you my story because I never thought it was going to be me. I never, ever, ever, ever thought. And I was at the top, and I did something that made me up, for a long time. So I battled this,
you all know that tomorrow, Thursday, November 10th, there will be no late buses. Once again, tomorrow, November 9th. Oh yeah, there'll be no late buses. Tomorrow, November 9th, there'll be no late buses. Thank you.
So that this part, the pain pills became a big part of my life. Even when I retired, I was still stuck. I didn't, I've been in a lot of rehabs, a lot of places. Never really got it. I never because I couldn't get it. I don't know why I couldn't get it, but I didn't get it. Finally, the thing that finally took me, for me to get clean and sober, I had to have, the FBI or the Fed, whatever you want to call it, you guys probably don't understand, knock my door down and arrest me and put me in jail. Like I said, going from, the top, now I'm at the bottom. I'm going to jail for I was in jail for 6 days. I could have gone to jail for a long time if I wasn't going to get this thing right. So I'm sitting in jail trying to decide, what's going on in my life and, how this thing is all affecting. I have family, I have kids, I have all kinds of things in my life that I'm affecting. And once you make that decision, once I made that decision to take that drug into New York City, it controlled my life. I wanted to be a great dad. I wanted to be the best father I could be. And I tried to be, but this stuff controls you so much that it's hard. That's your first thing now. Is how am I going to get through the day? That's a tough way to live. It's a brutal way to live. You can't just get up and go to school and go play sports and go play soccer, whatever you guys do. Now I can't do all that till I get this. And I wasn't playing. I was retired, so I didn't have to worry about that. But I had to worry about how I was going to take care of them a day at a time, how I was not going to be sick. It's the worst feeling in the world. Like I said, and then I get arrested because, picking up pills, pain pills, I'm not supposed to, I'm around people, I'm around people that I should never be around. I have great friends, but now that I just keep my hand in this dirty part of my life because I want to get high, and I want to do things my way, and the way, and it wasn't working. So when I got arrested here, I'm sitting in jail for 6 days, and I either got to take a left, another decision, another big decision. Either take a left turn or a right turn. If I take that left turn, I'm going to die. So that's basically, I had to and I took the right turn for some reason, and I got connected with some great people that helped me, and I've been sober now 17, 18 months, and it's been great because I have a purpose now. I didn't have a purpose, I had no purpose when you're in this thing for 24 years. I had no purpose, so I got a purpose now. It's like I said, if I take the left turn, then for me, to drink and to drug is to die. It's basically what it comes down to. And if you're an addict, you understand that drinking and drugs, to me, I'm going to die because it's so bad out there right now, the opiates, and that's what I want. Drinking was never a thing. I would always go back to the thing that I wanted, and I have to play it. I have to think every day. That's where I have to be at. I have to be at. That's what I have to say to myself. I got to stay focused a day at a time, do the best I can, and my life's great. I got through what I had to get through. Could have gone to jail for a long time. Because I did the right thing, I'm not, you know. I'm here, which is a miracle. You know, that's, it's all because of the grace of God, and it's all because I did the right thing. It's all because I made a couple of decisions. I made a bad decision, I made a good decision. You guys are going to come down to the same thing. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, life is life. You know, life's going to happen. It's just what you do with it. You know, you don't have to live you don't have to do what I did. You know, we're all the same. Like I sat where you sat. You know, you could do the same stuff I did. You could do whatever you want to do in your life. You can do it. But I'm just telling you right now, if you make that bad decision I made, you won't be able to do the stuff you want to do. It's the nature of the beast. It's just what happens. And you know, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that I can actually talk to you guys, and I'm here to talk to you guys. But if anything, you know, anything I said, like if there's one thing, it's just the thing. You know, if you're sitting out there one night, someone's handing you something. Think about, like I'm sitting here. Think about that old guy that talked to you and said, you know what? Maybe it'll run through your brain not to do this thing because you know what? You don't need to live that life, and you don't know. You know, you don't know if you're going to you live. You don't know what it's going to do to your life, but it's not going to be good. I can guarantee you that. It's not going to be good. You know, I'm an example. I'm not thinking like this one little thing was going to change my life, but it didn't. We never think it's going to be us. That's the thing. Like we never think. You know, I have friends that have overdosed. I have friends, and they always, you know, it's not going to be me. But you know what? It's going to be us. It's going to be one of us. You know, that's what happens. That's the nature of the beast, and it's just a very strong and very tough thing. So, you know, hope you guys got something a little bit from it because you know it is a life and death thing, and I wish you guys all the best. Thanks.
And I know that we have some questions out here from some of our
all right.
folks out here. So who do we have up first, ma'am? You have a question? Well, Alexia, yeah. Just ask one of the questions that's on the sheet there.
Okay. What do you
And I think you've already answered number one. So if you have one of the questions, I think we need
I can answer
talk
again.
about it at rock bottom moment. So just
Okay,
go
you
to
got
question two down.
What are you looking forward to the most in the upcoming year?
You know what? My life is pretty good again. You know, it's because I got clean and sober. And my life would be nothing. You know, obviously I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be dead. But you know, my life's pretty good. I got 3 older guys. I got one guy that plays hockey at Yale. I got a daughter that plays soccer at Union. I got another boy that plays at prep school that's going to Yale to play hockey. And I got a little guy now too. It's like 2.5. So he's like, you're running me crazy. So that's. But my life, you know, and I'm working back in hockey with my friends again. You know, so life's pretty good, and it just I get to go around and talk to you people, like and some other, you know, other people, just you know, to share my story. Maybe it can help. If I help one person, then I've done a good job because so many people have helped me to get to where I am now. Because it's not an easy thing, and I'm very fortunate about that.
How did you hide your addiction from your wife and kids?
That's a full-time job in itself, you know. It's it's kind of crazy. Like I did a lot of like when I was in Pittsburgh and playing, I did a lot of stuff on the road, which is, you know, it's insane because I'm trying to live this life at home because I want to want to be a good dad, and then when I hit the road, it's kind of like, you know. So it was just a very hard way to live, like impossible way to live, and I couldn't live it. You know, I couldn't do it, and that's why you see all these things come crashing down, because that's where addiction takes you. It's like, it's more strong and more powerful than anything, because like, you know, I've had so many people, like my teammates, says, Kevin, what are you doing? Like, it's about, you know, you have a lot of will. It's not willpower, it's beyond that. And, you know, it took me a long time to realize that, because, like I said, I got to places because I worked hard and I did things, thought better and harder than other people, but it's a bad thing, and it's a very, very selfish disease. It ruins families. It ruined my family. Like, I'm not with my wife right now, you know. So it ruined my life, basically, you know, with my family. But, you know, I have a family. I'm with them now, but I'm not living with them, you know.
Who's our next person? question?
How did your kids react when they found out about your addiction?
My kids, obviously they didn't understand it like at first. You know, they were younger when I first kind of got into this, but now, you know, they understand it now, and they, you know, they, for me, it's not what I say or how I do it, it's how I act every day, you know, it's how I am when I see them, how I'm accountable to them, accountable to be a good dad again, you know, be there for everything they need me there for, which is very important to me. And you know, it's like it's tough to think about. Think your dad gets arrested, you know, and I'm one of these people. When I get arrested, it's all over the newspapers. So it's like, you know, it's not like, it's very, very hard for them. Very and it's a very selfish disease, and I feel terrible about that. But you know, the only thing I can do now is, you know, try to be the best dad I can be now, you know.
Who's up next? One of my other questions.
Is it difficult to stay sober?
Is it? I didn't know.
Is it difficult to stay sober?
Oh, is it difficult? Yeah, you know what? Sobriety is, you know, sobriety is, it's hard. Yeah, it's very hard. It's hard, but it's a day at a time. The best thing about being in programs like I'm in, I have a lot of friends that are trying to stay sober too, are doing the same things I'm doing, and it's just for 24 hours. Like that's the hardest. Like you live today, you know, I live for 24 hours, and tomorrow I worry about tomorrow. But sobriety is hard, but it all depends. You know, if you're around the people that are very supportive to you and help you, and I go to a lot of meetings. You know, I hang around. You know, I go to a meeting an hour a day or 2 hours a day to help me live a great life. That's really not that hard for me to do, and you know, that's what I do every day, and it helps me be happy. You know, a lot of people, you can be sober, you can be this, you can be that, but if you're not working a program or doing something to be happy, you know, that's the biggest thing for me, is that I can be happy in this life, which I am.
And I think we have one more.
How much money do you think you spent on your addiction?
That's lots of money. Like, you know, it's, you know, I was, how do I say this? I was paid pretty good money. I was paid in like the top 6 to 7 players in my league. So back then it wasn't like what they're making now, but it was enough. You know, I should be living. You know, my kids live in Duxbury. They have a nice, you know, my ex-wife. And I live in an apartment, but I should be living, be able to do what I want to do, like without doing another thing the rest of my life. But being in addiction, like I said, if it wasn't really, when I was in addiction, if it wasn't really nailed down, I was going to spend it. You know, that's just, you know, you hear of doctors, lawyers, anybody that gets this, we're all the same. We spend everything we have, then they hit a bottom, and then you kind of get out of it. But for me, I had, you know, my ex-wife put some, you know, so I couldn't get at it, but I spent a lot of money, a lot of wasted money. It's just, you know, now I think back and, you know.
Artie is home. Welcome back, number 25, Kevin Stevens.
Kevin Stevens wins it in overtime for the Penguins.
Then he goes somewhere else. They jam it. Stevens shoots and he scores. That was a gimme.
Stevens certainly was a hot shot on that one. Ripped that one right over the stick side shoulder of Glenn Healy.
He's absolutely at the top of his game.
He's doing everything right.
He shoots and scores! The hat trick for Kevin Stevens. Oh, no. Eddie Spaghetti alone in front. Stevens scores! Yager thrown in front. Here's a loose puck and scored by the Penguins. Kevin Stevens. Oh, go ahead. Make my day. The Penguins prevail, led by Kevin Stevens, who had a touchdown all by himself.